Now, if you wanted to make your own cat, let's say in this instance, you could use the skills you developed in your visual dictionary assignment to create a character in the style you want that's communicating sort of the feeling you want. But this is just one example, right? So I'm looking at the picture, one of the pictures that I downloaded for animating photographs, right? And I'm just going to use that kind of as a reference, and I'll make my own cat, and I'm going to make it on a bunch of new layers. Okay, so maybe first I will draw a leg, and I'm going to use maybe the pen tool, or I could use shapes. Geez, what will I use? I'll use the pen tool. Okay, and I'm just going to zoom in. So I'm just kind of tracing this thing. And just use whichever tools you are comfortable with. And I can't really see where the leg goes up here, so I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. Okay, if I want to adjust this at all, I can. Like I kind of want to make the back over here a little bit bigger. Like that. And since it's going to be a cartoon anyway, these don't have to be exact for me, but you can move them as desired. Okay, so I made my path, and maybe I will just fill it on layer 1. So I will go to my paths palette. Oops, says it's up, but I don't know where it is. Oh, there it was. It's way over here. And we'll just fill path with foreground color. Okay. Let's make sure our path is on combine shapes, and then we'll say fill path with foreground color. Okay, so, and I'll say, just something that describes what this is. Close back leg. Okay, and actually, if I'm just doing this, I might even, let's get off this work path, take the visibility off this for a second, and I could just copy this, say Command J, or layer duplicate layer, and maybe the one in back, just scale it a little, transform it. Maybe I'll even transform it from up there, or maybe not. Let's see. Hold Shift, right, scale it a little, maybe move it a little, or if I don't want to move it, I could rotate it slightly, whatever, right? So now I have a back leg too, so I could say far back leg. So I just made 2 in 1. And I might add some shading or something later so that it's not just black on black like this, but just for our purposes, very quickly, I'm just making this stuff really fast. So take those off. And so you could just like make, one front leg, one back leg, and just use like a copy of that for your back leg. So maybe I'll do that again. So here's my pen tool. And if you guys were more comfortable using shapes and transforming them, or using your brush, go for it. And just try to make most of your imagery kind of consistent in style, per usual. And so I'm taking this leg kind of up through the shoulder area. And again, if I want to change anything about it, change it. There we go. Change it to combine shapes. And on a new layer again, make sure there's a little filters thing for your layers there, so accidentally turn that on. Okay, so make a new layer again between, or let's see, just above, at least above the back leg. So I'll say close front leg. And again, maybe I will just copy that and scale it. Okay, so I have a new layer, so I'll go ahead and fill the path with black. Click off of it. Go ahead and name it close front leg. Duplicate it. And make one far back leg, or far front leg, transform it. Let me take this off. Wait. So kind of transform it so it's sort of in line with about how much I scaled the other one. I could just move it up a little bit. There we go. Okay. And now between all the legs, I'll just go ahead and make a new layer. And this is where I will put the body. So since I decided to make this with the pen tool, I'm just going to continue to make it with the pen tool. And again, we want some overlap with all your shapes. Otherwise, when your shapes move, there's going to be a weird gap. Okay, so this is just the body that I don't really anticipate moving much, other than moving as a whole. Okay, and select the work path, make sure it's on combine shapes, and let's fill it. Oop. Layer 1, let's fill that thing. Okay, and select off that, I'll just say body. Okay, so here's what I have so far. Okay. And what I could do, because that looks a little funny with mine, is I could just move the legs around so they make sense with this. Looks kind of funny in the butt area because I had one leg extending back over there. So we could either erase out of the shape or just move the front legs back. Okay, let's do the tail. And I'll show you what I have when I'm done. So I'll keep doing this, I'll show you what I have when I'm done. Okay, so this is the cat that I ended up creating. It's a little different than my source image cat, right, which is this. But I've got 2 ears, I've just got 1 eye. So I've got an ear below it and an ear above it. Move this head back a little bit. There we go. I've got the tail. I've got separate legs on the front and back that could all move separately. And I would animate it the same way I animated the photographic cat. This one's just a cartoon. Maybe if I wanted to add a little more depth, I would make, you know, shadows, drop shadows, or I could actually lighten and darken parts of the body so that you could see where they're overlapping each other. But this is kind of a nice style to go with too. You know, I could do the whole thing in semi-silhouettes. So just stay consistent with your imagery, and you can animate it Same way that I was working with the photographic cat image.